Saudi Arabia has officially published a new law that allows foreigners to own property in the kingdom, marking a major shift in real estate regulations. The law was published in the official Gazette on July 25, 2025, and will come into force 180 days later, in January 2026. Under this new law, non-Saudis, including individuals, companies, and non-profit entities, can now own property or obtain real rights over real estate within specific geographic zones. These zones will be defined by the Saudi cabinet. The types of real rights allowed include ownership, leaseholds, and usufruct, which means the right to use and benefit from a property without owning it. However, there will be certain restrictions depending on the property's location, type, and usage. A key part of the law states that property ownership remains prohibited in specific areas like Makkah and Medina, except for individual Muslim owners under certain conditions. Foreign residents legally living in Saudi Arabia may now own one residential property for personal housing purposes, but only outside the restricted zones. The law also makes it possible for foreign companies, investment funds, and licensed entities to buy real estate for operational needs or for employee housing, even in Makkah and Medina, if the use meets specific conditions. Listed companies and international organizations can also own property in line with Saudi financial and diplomatic regulations, with proper approvals from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. To ensure transparency, all non-Saudi property owners must register their ownership or real estate rights in the National Real Estate Registry. The ownership becomes legally valid only after this registration. There will also be a real estate transfer fee of up to 5% on transactions involving non-Saudis. Violations of the law can lead to strict penalties, including fines of up to 10 million Saudi riyals. In severe cases, such as providing false information, the property may be forcibly sold and the funds transferred to the state after deductions. A special committee under the Real Estate General Authority will be responsible for investigating violations and imposing penalties. Decisions made by this committee can be appealed in administrative courts within 60 days. The law also unifies the rules by removing a previous restriction that barred GCC citizens from owning property in Makkah and Medina. The executive regulations, which will explain the implementation process and then define the geographic boundaries, are expected within the next 6 months. This marks a major step in opening up Saudi Arabia's real estate market to the world and reflects the kingdom's ongoing economic transformation under Vision 2030.